What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Gervonta "Tank" Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko official fight announcement. You get what I mean? Now, overall, Gervonta "Tank" Davis is arguably right, one of the faces of boxing right now. You get what I mean? He's an absolute beast. He's running through everyone like it's nothing. You get what I mean? Pretty sure the guy has 30 wins, 28 by knockout, bro. That's crazy. And, we all do know he has that, fallout, whatever you want to call it, with Floyd Mayweather as well. He left Floyd Mayweather, decided to, do his own thing. But overall, though, let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think it's a good matchup, a good fight, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis, man? Let me know, man. But overall, Gervonta "Tank" Davis does have a lot of offers on the table. Overall, a lot of options, I should say. You get what I mean? Everybody wants to fight this guy, and he can pretty much almost fight anybody he wants. You get what I mean? But enough with the yapping. Let's just play the video, see what it's talking about, then I'll share the rest of my opinion at the end of the video.
As the fight was going on.
Lomachenko, interested in that fight? November,
for
as
sure.
we talked about?
Yeah, for sure. As long as we go back to the drawing board, and I wanted to fight all of them.
The Gervonta Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko fight has reportedly been announced, and things have already started to heat up between the two fighters. Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya has just asked Tank to accept a rematch against Ryan Garcia at a set weight. He said, "Ryan Garcia told me he can't do 140. He would want the fight at a 143-144. So, if anyone wants to fight him, give me a call. At 144, we'll make the fight happen." Even though Ryan Garcia is well known for testing positive for anti-doping, he has been spotted out and about in public. Last weekend, Garcia grabbed attention by entering the ring to congratulate Davis on his win against Frank Martin, wearing a t-shirt with a dual message as he requested a rematch. Ryan Garcia's suspension duration remains uncertain. However, his promoter Oscar De La Hoya discussed the potential rematch. Oscar De La Hoya stated that King Rai is open to anyone who wishes to fight him at his weight, and asked Gervonta Davis to speak with his representative in order to get him to agree to a rematch. He said, "But I have to sit down with Ryan. I have to sit down with his team and then come up with a plan, and then we go from there." De La Hoya also commended Garcia for his conduct and labeled him as a perfect marketing specialist. He emphasized the importance of recognizing Garcia's efforts, especially in how he engages potential opponents on social media to promote fights. According to De La Hoya, boxing would benefit from more fighters similar to King Rai. He said, "He's mentioning Pitbull, he's mentioning Tank, he's mentioning O'Malley, Errol Spence, he's mentioning everybody." But that's the beauty of Ryan. But how did Davis respond to the challenge from ringside following his win? He expressed strong sentiments during the post-fight excitement, suggesting that the rivalry is ongoing. Gervonta "Tank" Davis responded to Ryan Garcia's audacious ringside challenge immediately following his knockout victory over Frank Martin. With all the assurance of a champion, Davis told the media about their post-fight conversation. Davis said with a smirk, "Oh, Ryan, he's crazy. He's completely crazy for a rematch." He went beyond Garcia's suggestion to increase his weight from 135 to 142 pounds, giving away that he was ready for another bout. Davis asserted, "He said that he wants to fight me again. I'll kick his ass again," leaving no doubt about his readiness to defend his record. Davis showcased his formidable strength in the boxing match against Martin. Initially, Martin had the upper hand, but as the fight progressed, Davis intensified his efforts. In the 8th round, Davis landed a precise uppercut that staggered Martin, paving the way for the decisive blow, a powerful left hook that knocked Martin down hard onto the canvas. After Gervonta Davis secured a dramatic left-handed knockout victory over Frank Martin, he promptly accepted Ryan Garcia's challenge for a rematch. The match concluded with 1-29 left in round 8, solidifying Davis's hold on the WBA lightweight championship. Despite a sluggish beginning where all three judges scored the first 3 rounds in Martin's favor, Davis managed to take the lead 67-66 by the 7th round. Davis said, "Yeah, there's a little rust, but it's okay. I'm back. A couple rounds, I feel as though I ain't warm up completely how I wanted to. I did warm up, but I got cold as the fight was going on before me. But it's okay, no excuses." In his 30 professional fights, Davis had now achieved his 28th knockout victory. injury. Reflecting on his performance, he added, "The brick just finished it off. It's about staying focused and making sure my mind is on the goal." Meanwhile, there are rumors that Tank will fight Shakur Stevenson, and Tank has spoken out about his readiness for his next fight, regardless of who that opponent may be. Davis has yet to lose in his professional career, and he exudes confidence in his ability to overcome any opponent. Many boxing fans, nevertheless, are hoping for a rematch between him and a revitalized Ryan Garcia. Davis seems to have had enough of the criticism he gets and the chatter from Stevenson's camp. Tank said, "A lot of built up and I'm going to take it out on him." Feeling rusty, Tank Davis got off to a poor start, but he soon gained momentum and started throwing heavy blows to Martin. Tank delivered a devastating uppercut and a left cross in the 8th round, which sent Martin sprawling to the canvas. With this win, Davis has now eliminated 28 opponents in 30 fights, putting him in a great position to rule the lightweight class. As the WBA lightweight champion, Davis might target unifying the belts by possibly facing Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, or Vasyl Lomachenko, who holds the IBF lightweight title. Davis has previously discussed his views on facing up against one of these opponents. Tank remarked, "You know how it would go. Everybody in this room knows how it would go. I guess it would be good for the sport if we fight." Stevenson, who fights cautiously and defensively, has only 10 knockouts in 21 fights, significantly lower than Davis's. This style might not attract fans who want to avoid another disappointing match similar to Stevenson's fight against Los Santos. This could affect Davis's choice to accept a fight with him.
I would say it's good as a professional fighter. Yes, it's good. You know what I mean? It's good but not really, but it's definitely good for the sport and for my legacy, for sure.
Tank, who was released from prison less than a year ago, faced Frank Martin this past weekend. He had been freed in July of the previous year after spending 44 days in a detention center for violating the terms of his house arrest. Talking about it before the Frank Martin fight, Tank said, "I've been locked up for a long time, so I want a big performance. This kid Martin doesn't bring anything I haven't seen. He's just worried about not getting knocked out. He's not worried about winning. His moves are just fake footwork because he's a regular, average boxer." The sequence of events commenced earlier, initiated by a hit-and-run car accident he was responsible for in 2020. Davis was subsequently sentenced to 90 days of house arrest at the home of his trainer, Calvin Ford. This came after he confessed to 4 charges stemming from the accident, which caused injuries to 4 people, one of whom was pregnant. Davis chose not to serve his sentence at Ford's house. Instead, he moved to a fancy hotel and then to a new residence, all without permission from the Maryland Attorney General's office. He claimed that his trainer's home didn't have enough space for him. Regarding his feelings after taking out a rival, Davis responded, "It's better than sex for sure," when questioned. Martin, for his part, said, "I appreciate Tank giving me the opportunity to kick his ass. He just hasn't been in the ring with anyone like me." Gervonta Davis unquestionably ranks among today's elite boxers, renowned for his exceptional skills in the ring. At only 29, he remains determined to carve out a lasting legacy in boxing history. Yet, ascending to the summit of the lightweight division was far from easy, with Tank Davis largely steering his own path to success. Davis talked about the personal growth that resulted from those 44 days of incarceration in a recent interview with PBC. He said, "I felt like I wasn't supposed to be in there. It was a learning experience. It showed me that's not where I want to be. I got kids, I got to take care of, my family, friends, and everything I've got to take care of. I'm fighting for my future, my kids' future, my people's future that's coming behind me." Prison can profoundly change people, and it appears that 6 weeks had a significant effect on altering Davis's viewpoint. In contrast, Tanks recently expressed skepticism about the possibility of a substantial transformation occurring in the boxing world. According to reports, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund is planning a $5 billion investment in the boxing industry to create a league similar to the UFC. The goal of this initiative is to consolidate major boxing promotions by acquiring minority stakes in prominent organizations such as Matchroom, Queensberry, and Top Rank. Discussions led by Turki Alalshik are ongoing, with no official statement yet from the organizers. Gervonta Davis believes there could be substantial challenges ahead. If Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman supports Turki Alalshik's proposal, it could revolutionize boxing by mandating regular matches between top-tier boxers. Currently, boxing is governed by various sanctioning bodies like the WBC, IBF, WBA, and WBO, each crowning its own champions, often preventing title holders from competing against each other. Talking about it, Tank said, "I mean, that would never happen, because everybody doesn't agree with each other. Everybody is not on the same page. The idea isn't new, but its advancement has been hindered by by promoters who are reluctant to distribute profits and risk their champions' reputations. Despite Saudi Arabia's ambitious plan, it confronts major obstacles stemming from deep-seated divisions within the industry. Alalshik said in May, "We carefully planned our activities for the last 6 months. We are spending the money to commercialize our season, and at the same time, to test the market and know all the secrets about the market. And now, we have a lot of information, and we have our own studies, and we think from what we tested in the last 6 months, there is a big opportunity in boxing, but you must improve the market. You must fix all the problems. Alternatively, negotiations are reportedly in progress for a potential lightweight unification bout in November between Vasyl Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis, according to promoter Bob Arum. Arum is optimistic about the fight happening. With Tank having concluded his fight against Frank Martin, negotiations are set to advance as they have already begun. Tank appears fatigued and lean, possibly due to extensive commitments. His recent experiences have caused significant stress over the past year. Should the Tank-Lomachenko match materialize, IBF lightweight champion Lomachenko will defend his title in a highly anticipated showdown.
At this point in time, Davis and Lomachenko is a bigger fight than Davis and Shakur at this time, particularly after Shakur's last performance.
In a clear statement, Arum argues that a fight between Gervonta Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko holds more interest than Davis facing Shakur Stevenson. He critiques Stevenson's underwhelming showing against Edwin de los Santos last November, implying fans may not be eager to watch him fight. Arum contends that a Davis-Lomachenko matchup would draw more attention than a Davis-Stevenson bout. He suggests that if Davis is available and Lomachenko secures a significant win over Kambosos, that would be the highly anticipated fight.
He won very easily, but it was certainly not entertaining. But Shakur will get his opportunity. He's a terrific fighter. I don't know who can beat him, but again, all of these guys are really good. And so there'll be interesting fights down the line. But I think clearly right now, if Tank is available, Lomachenko having a good victory over Kambosos, that's the fight that everyone wants to see.
He continued by saying that they had been in contact with PBC all along, and that if Tank Davis defeated Frank on Saturday, they would speak again the following week. He made it clear that this would not be the beginning of negotiations, and indicated that Carl Moretti had already been in contact with Louis de Cubas for a few weeks.
Well, the truth is we've been talking to the PBC people all along. So we'll absolutely resume conversations next week after this fight, assuming Tank is successful on Saturday. But again, it won't be like the start of negotiations. We've been talking, or Carl Moretti has been talking with Louis de Cubas for a couple of weeks now about that fight.
Arum also mentioned his hope to finalize it sometime in November. He emphasized that neither side was being forced to negotiate, acknowledging it as a major bout that promised substantial earnings, given the competitiveness of both parties. He expressed confidence in the negotiations, noting the professionalism of PBC and his own team, believing they would reach an agreement, despite the usual uncertainties involved.
And hopefully we'll put it together expeditiously for some time in November.
All pointing in the right direction and positive so far then?
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody is dragging anybody to the table. Both sides know it's a big fight, which means that they're looking forward to earning a lot of money. And they're both competitive guys. So again, I'm optimistic that the negotiations will go well. You never can guarantee that, but the PBC guys are professional. My people are professionals, and they'll work it out.
Furthermore, Gervonta Davis had previously challenged Vasyl Lomachenko following his recent victory over George Kambosos last month. Lomachenko, a Ukrainian lightweight legend who had suffered a setback against Devin Haney a year earlier, made a triumphant return. Known for his slow starts, in fights, Lomachenko surprised many with his swift beginning in the bout against Kambosos, ultimately securing a victory in the 11th round. The 36-year-old started with rapid flurries, snapping Kambosos' head back and pressing forward. Despite fighting bravely, the beloved Australian contender was ultimately outmatched. In the 11th round, a powerful body blow sent him down, allowing Lomachenko to capitalize swiftly with another knockdown, securing the victory. Observing this, Tank Davis seemed to be preparing to unify titles in the coming months. A boxing fan posted on social media during the fight, Gervonta Davis would never fight Vasyl Lomachenko, to which Davis replied publicly, "He's after Frank. Let me get Frank first." He clearly referred to Frank Martin. Davis's statement excited boxing fans and upset Shakur Stevenson, who had been keen on fighting Tank but couldn't because they were promoted by different companies. As Lomachenko has also spent his career with the same promoter as him, Stevenson replied to Davis by saying, "He's on the other side though." In response, Davis said that Loma is truly free to sign with any team today. In the end though, Stevenson tweeted, "They are trying to freeze me out. F*** all them. Floyd Mayweather told me about all these n***s." However, it appears that Vasyl Lomachenko is ready for Gervonta Davis. Lomachenko said when informed of Davis's social media call-out, "You know, during my boxing career I've never run around, and I've always taken fights. After I rest a little bit, we can talk about the future." Lomachenko, a two-time Olympic gold medalist who turned professional, in 2013 holds an impressive record with 18 wins and 3 losses, spanning 3 different weight classes. Davis has captured titles in the super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight categories. Although both began their professional careers in 2013, Davis is notably younger than Lomachenko by 7 years. Lomachenko demonstrated his skill against Kambosos, bouncing back after his 3rd career defeat to Devin Haney in May 2023. At the age of 36, he reaffirmed his dominance by clinching a fresh championship title, even after a contentious loss in his last fight. Following that setback, the Ukrainian boxer took a hiatus from the ring to juggle his career with defending his nation during the initial phase of the Russian invasion. Against Kambosos, Lomachenko showcased his unwavering dedication to his profession and voiced his eagerness for a rematch with Haney, despite narrowly falling short in their encounter. Now, anticipation builds for another, enticing potential showdown against Gervonta Davis. The main barrier to this match is the promotional split. The Ukrainian boxer is managed by Top Rank, while Tank Davis is affiliated with PBC. However, it's known that Davis has shown interest in fighting Lomachenko. What's intriguing is that Davis had previously stated he would never fight Lomachenko, but his position has clearly shifted since Lomachenko's latest victory. Top-tier boxing matchups have become rare lately, but an exciting showdown appears set to grab the sport's attention. Coach Calvin Ford, speaking to Fight Hype, revealed that Davis's early career was markedly different, noting significant improvements since those days. When asked about the potential bout, Davis's coach Ford compared it to Lomachenko's early challenges, particularly his 2nd professional fight against Orlando Salido. Ford said, "After seeing that fight, Tank said, 'No, I ain't messing with that.' And I said that. When we first turned pro with Floyd, like, I ain't messing with him." However, as Gervonta Davis started climbing the lightweight division's ladder, defeating everyone who stood before him, Ford claims they said, "No, I don't want to do that." The coach from Baltimore has asserted that Vasyl Lomachenko is one of the top 4 boxers in the lightweight division. Although Gervonta Davis has shown interest in fighting him, the timing remains uncertain. Attention now turns to Lomachenko's viewpoint on facing Davis. Before his bout with Kambosos Jr., the Ukrainian boxer had previously squared off against Devin Haney, a fierce rival of Davis, in a closely contested match, narrowly won by The Dream. Despite talks of a potential rematch, nothing materialized. Now, following Lomachenko's recent victory, Davis might be aiming to overshadow Haney by decisively defeating Lomachenko. However, as demonstrated in the Kambosos Jr. fight, defeating the Ukrainian boxer is a significant challenge. Despite this, Calvin Ford, a highly regarded coach, confidently asserts that Gervonta Davis is ready to take on Vasyl Lomachenko. Considering Davis's strong record, Ford's claim is hard to argue against. Following Tank's victory over Ryan Garcia last year, he became a prime target for competitors in his weight class, all eager to dethrone him and secure similar earnings. Within the ranks of renowned promoter Bob Arum's top-ranked stable are 3 of Tank's rivals. Shakur Stevenson is ranked number 1. Vasyl Lomachenko is in 3rd place, followed by Teofimo Lopez in 2nd. Arum told reporters back then, "All 3 I think would beat Davis. I really believe that. But that's why they do the fights. They get in the ring to determine who is better. I think Shakur beats him, I think Teofimo beats him, and I think Lomachenko beats him. Asked if he truly rates Davis, Arum admitted, I think that he is the real deal. That's why we're talking about him. He is a hell of a performer, a terrific athlete, a terrific boxer, but so are the other three guys you mentioned. Among all the possible matchups in the sport, a lightweight unification fight between Gervonta Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko stands out as one of the best. Following their impressive victories in recent weeks, it appears that plans for the bout are moving forward smoothly. After defeating George Kambosos Jr. last month, Vasyl Lomachenko regained his place as the lightweight champion, ending a 3.5-year absence from the title fight by winning the IBF crown. With that win, Loma is one step closer to realizing his dream of winning an unchallenged crown, even if all of his opponents are extremely talented, none more so than Gervonta Davis. There are immediate calls for Tank to unify the belts at 135 pounds. The most sought-after opponent in this regard is the skilled Ukrainian technician whom he has been linked to since 2018, when they both competed in the super featherweight division. Before making a firm prediction for the fight, Gervonta Davis's co-trainer Kenny Ellis addressed the rumors on Instagram and said that he has started studying Loma. Ellis said, because of the strong rumors in the air, phase number 1, I am studying up on Lomachenko. If and when this fight happens, please let him come with his angles, and hopefully he will let Timothy Bradley work his corner so he can pick up Loma's shoes when Tank knocks him out of his socks. Bob Arum informed Boxing Scene that Lomachenko is keen on the fight. He mentioned that discussions might start this week. Arum expressed admiration for Davis and highlighted his greater interest in a potential fight with him over a unification bout with Shakur Stevenson. He said, very good, powerful kid, good puncher, and he wasn't fighting a tomato can. We're up for that fight. Lomachenko's up for that. When we sit down, we will see if it's feasible, but Lomachenko would like to do that fight. Davis has established a position where he's good at the box office. A fight with Davis would produce more money than a fight with Shakur. In addition, Denis Berinchyk caused an upset by defeating Emmanuel Navarrete last month to claim the WBO championship. In the aftermath, he challenged Shakur Stevenson, the current WBC title holder, paving the way for a potential undisputed title bout in 2025 against the victor of the Tank Loma fight. Prior to any further discussions, Stevenson needs to win his belt against Germany's Artem Haratunian, whom he will face in Newark on July 6th. However, Tank has been urged to pursue a fight with Shakur over Lomachenko. Although there are other possible matchups ahead, we just saw that promoter Bob Arum has announced that challenger Lomachenko is in talks to take on Tank next. Paulie Malignaggi, the former world champion, has said that Davis should be fighting Stevenson, who is at the peak of his physical abilities, and that Davis's battle with Loma is too late. He told ProBox TV, now, I want to see Davis and Stevenson. That's my issue. That's my problem with boxing. They make fights when it's convenient for them, when there's an advantage. Davis looked terrific against Frank Martin. I was very impressed with the performance. However, Malignaggi added that Shakur Stevenson is a different proposition than anyone else, emphasizing that it's 10 times more challenging when Shakur is in the ring due to his tall, rangy southpaw stance, higher IQ, and greater versatility and style. He expressed his eagerness to see a fight between Stevenson and Davis, stating that his comments stemmed from his desire to see the matchup. He added, but Shakur Stevenson is a different proposition than anybody else. It's 10 times when Shakur is in there because Shakur is the tall, rangy southpaw with a lot more IQ and a lot more versatility with his style. I'd love to see the fight with Davis. I'm saying this because I want to see the fight. Although Davis had previously been under fire for the opponents he chose, he hushed most of them in April 2023 with a decisive knockout victory over Ryan Garcia. He is presently riding a 30-fight winning streak and is regarded as one of boxing's top pay-per-view attractions. Although Davis would benefit from a unification fight, Lomachenko is the IBF champion and Stevenson is the WBC champion. Supporters will be hopeful that the Stevenson battle will be made for the 3 championships if Davis defeats the Ukrainian in his scheduled matchup. A return has already been announced by Stevenson, who will defend his title against Artem Haratunian on July 6th. The man known as Killer Kerr, who unifies the WBO and WBC world titles, is now enjoying a successful unbeaten run. He graduated from the super featherweight class. Although it is believed that a matchup with Lomachenko is the most advanced, Davis would have welcomed a chance to face his domestic rival next. Malignaggi added, I think Davis is very qualified for that fight. Do I edge Shakur? I've always edged Shakur. I think Davis is very qualified for that fight. He looks terrific. He's a thinker. It's not just the twitch and the power. It's also his understanding there. He knows how to set things up. I want to see 2 get it on. Not later. I want to see them get it on now, in their prime. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section, and overall subscribe for more content, man. But Let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all want to see Gervonta Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko? Or do y'all want to see Gervonta Davis fight Shakur Stevenson? You get what I mean? I understand what the guy was saying as well. You know what I mean? He was basically saying, he was basically talking about Shakur Stevenson, right? If Shakur Stevenson has a chance of fighting Gervonta Davis, you get what I mean? And it's just like he was saying, compared to Vasyl Lomachenko, he really doesn't. You know what I mean? If they had to pick who would fight Gervonta Davis, it would definitely be Vasyl Lomachenko over Shakur Stevenson, simply because Vasyl Lomachenko compared to Shakur, bro, Lomachenko sells a lot more pay-per-views, you know what I mean? He's a pay-per-view draw, you know what I mean? And the guy's basically saying Shakur is not a draw compared to Lomachenko, you get what I mean? He's not even at that level yet, you get what I mean? Which I would understand. I'm not saying Shakur isn't a talented guy. He's, you know, a good fighter. A lot of people do know who he is. He keeps himself in the boxing news or whatever you want to call it, stuff like that, right? But, you know, not everybody wants to see him fight like the way they want to see Lomachenko or Gervonta Davis fight. You get what I mean? The guy's just not a draw. You know what I mean? Not that much people want to see him fight. Simply because the people who he fights, people don't really know his opponents like that. You get what I mean? And overall, people just don't want to see Shakur fight. You know what I mean? He's really not at that level yet, if I'm going to be honest with you. But overall, I'm not going to do too much talking. Just going to end the video here. I don't want to go on an absolute yaps so let me know what y'all think, man. Gonna leave it to you guys down in the comment section. And if you did make it to the end, subscribe for more content. And without further ado, peace out.